Welcome back to LearnWake. This is Brandon Judd, and today I'm responding to a video analysis request that's been uploaded by user felval. And this is on a tantrum. And the tantrum here in the description it says, after helping me landing my heel set back roll, congratulations on that, by the way. I figured it's time to fix some issues with my tantrum attempts. I never get it high, and I always land with my waist bent 90 degrees with my chest facing the water and slipping back on my toes. So let's just take a look at this for everyone now joining us. Get some decent height. It's not really big, but it's not bad. And then just gets kind of stuck under rotated here, which those falls are really frustrating. So they're not uncommon, but they're definitely frustrating. So we feel you there. Let's get this thing wrapped up and solved for you. So the first thing I notice, and really the only issue with this, is that you're not really coming off of edge properly at the wake. So I want you to pay close attention to this. Pay attention to the bottom graphic of your board. And as you watch it, you'll see, if you can pay attention to that and you can see the bottom graphic, you can see that you're on your heel side edge the whole time. And your edge, and you stay on your heel side edge the whole time, all the way through this. You can still see the bottom, It doesn't really move. It just kind of keeps edging all the way through the wake. So the problem is at this point, the board wants to keep going this direction across the wakes, and then your upper body also wants to go that direction because it's flipping that direction. And what happens is, instead of going up high and then rolling into the flip really well, your lower body sort of cancels the flip out and slows your rotation down. So you get most of the way around and get kind of stuck. Again, this is really close for not ever coming off of edge. But hopefully we can solve this problem, and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We just have to go back to basics and remind ourselves what that tripping motion feels like at the wake. So let's watch this again and pay close attention to the bottom of your board. I'm going to pause it at the wake. So bottom graphic, and then you flatten off a little bit, but you just kind of hold this edge all the way through the wakes. And then your board, you can see it kind of wants to keep going this way, and then your upper body's starting to do the same thing. You could also square up a little more, like both of your feet should be kind of lining up on top of each other from this angle, whereas you can see the nose of the board is pointed across the wakes pretty hard. Alright, so let's show you a comparison of a correct one. So here's Kyle Schmidt's tantrum, and the same way we're just going to watch the bottom of the board so you can see the difference. So you can see the heel set edge, he's on his heel set edge because we can see the bottom graphics. And then right here, it goes away. This timeline bar is kind of in the way, but the board flattens off, and you can almost see the top sheet of the board here. This is because he really trips the board at the wake by flattening off and getting his weight on the balls of his toes a little bit more, on the balls of his feet. And then when he stands tall, you'll see that the nose of the board is pointed more at the boat. So he's pretty squared up. His shoulder blades are facing the direction that he's traveling, and we're sort of seeing his side here instead of his front. And as he pops up, the nose of the board will kind of rise first. And you'll see this is nose directly over tail. So let's go back to yours really quick. So you can see the board is still pointed across the wakes. It's not really nose over tail, and it stayed on its heel side edge the whole time. Likewise, you can also see your chest here, and you're kind of like leaning sideways to get into the flip. Instead, your shoulder blades should be facing the wakes more, and the nose of your board should be more here, directly above the tail. That just means that you need to square up a little more at the wake. You can do that by taking your backhand off the handle a little earlier, and then getting on the balls of your feet and a little bit more of a punchy feeling at the wake. The solution to that is refreshing your memory on this drill, is the tripping the tantrum drill, and it starts with backside reentries. So if we look through these steps, you'll see Billy does the same thing, and you'll see, if you look closely, you can kind of see the top sheet of his board there. and then when he takes off the wake, you'll see the nose of his board is lined up really well, and his shoulder blades are facing, like his back is facing the direction he's traveling, and I can't really see his chest at all in this position. And that will allow him, you'll see right off the wake, the nose of the board is actually helping face this a little backside. The nose of the board is closer to his takeoff than his landing, and the tail of the board is further away. So if we take a look at yours right after takeoff, you'll see the tail of the board is near your takeoff and the nose of the board is near your landing, which is opposite of Billy's here. His is almost a little backside, and yours is still really kind of facing front side. So that's the difference, is we got to just trip it right, and that will help a lot of your issues just kind of go away. So this video goes through a bunch of things you can do outside of just a bunch of tantrum attempts. So there's some, if I can kind of fast forward, there's some backside reentries, and that's the key. Those backside reentries help you learn how to switch edges and pop off the balls of your feet in a tripping motion. If you can do those really comfortably and properly, then the tantrum really feels like that. You really edge in hard, and then you do a reentry pop into the flip. If I had to describe it to someone who could only do these, that's exactly what it feels like. So you're on the right track. Your edging in is good. We don't switch edges enough and stand tall and square up enough right at the wake. You sort of roll over your edge, and that's the only problem. And then you'll get more pop, more rotation, and you'll end up landing a little bit more comfortably upright here. But that's about it. Few simple drills here. Again, that video is called Tripping a Tantrum. I'd go back through this, and I would just take yourself really quickly, one set, go back through all of this stuff, practice it again, and then your next few tantrums should be pretty good. You can even alternate between some backside reentries here and then a tantrum attempt, and then get up, do some backside reentries, a tantrum attempt. And if you alternate like that, eventually your tantrum will start feeling more like your reentries, and you'll get the pop you're looking for. Thanks again for uploading this, and if you have questions, hit us up in the comments, or like you've been doing here in the past, you can just improve your attempts and submit another video for analysis. Thanks again.